Restricted Realities: Language as a Tool of Control by Sadman Nafisa, Nahida Jannat Oishi, and Maisha Afzal. George Orwell, in his book 1984, said that war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. These phrases are not just from fiction, they're warnings. They remind us how language can become a tool of control, shaping how we think, what we believe, and who we are. Can you translate the words Obhiman and Maya in English? Let me give you a few seconds to think. It might feel difficult to find synonym of these words in English. So, what do you think? Do you think native English speakers understand the essence of these words? If a word is not in your repertoire, you cannot think of that idea. If there is no word for rebellion, can you imagine what it looks like? In George Orwell's 1984, the government takes control by creating a new language called Newspeak. Words like freedom and individualism are erased, making it impossible for people to even think about resisting. Without the words, the very idea of rebellion begins to vanish. According to Alton 2023, political figures and institutions frequently employ persuasive linguistic strategies to manipulate public opinion, mobilize supporters, and demonize rivals. They manipulate people's perceptions of policies, politicians, or societal concerns through well-planned speeches, campaign slogans, and media narratives. In a sense, language's ability to sway narratives, sway public opinions, and sway viewpoints gives it the potential to communicate power. Let us dive deep into more such propaganda slogans and mottos. Are you ready? Unity is strength. On one hand, it could mean cooperation, solidarity, and teamwork to overcome challenges, and on the other hand, it could mean sidelining diverse opinions by promoting authoritarian control for the greater good. On one hand, it could mean individuals prioritizing society over personal interests, leading to collective progress, and on the other hand, it could also mean justifying unethical decisions by framing them as necessary sacrifices. Your safety is our priority could mean reassuring citizens that their well-being is the top priority, and also it could mean making intrusive surveillance or restrictive policies. The people's choice on one hand could be portrayed as collective will of the majority, creating a sense of democracy and shared decision-making, and could also create pressure on individuals to conform to what's perceived as popular. Propaganda has been used across history to rally people or suppress dissent. During global conflicts, ambiguous and manipulative phrases encourage self-sacrifice, often hiding the harsh realities of war. Propaganda isn't just historical, it has evolved. Today, it's on your phone. Every hashtag, every trending phrase can subtly shape how you see the world. Words are crafted to evoke fear, trust, or division. Linguistic imperialism is another major way of asserting power to language. Let us examine Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. In the book, the author uses demeaning terms such as savages and tribes to describe Africa, and on the contrary, uses words such as civilized or nation to describe European nations. Secondly, the entire narrative of Heart of Darkness is conveyed through Marlowe's perspective. An Englishman, his storytelling in English has become the sole medium through which the colonial experience is shared. Thirdly, it reinforces the imperialistic ideology that English is the only legitimate language for expressing truth, culture, and identity. Moreover, African characters in the novel are often silent or have their voices filtered through European characters. For example, the Africans' words are often unintelligible to Marlowe, who can only interpret them through the lens of European language. The silencing of African voices reflects linguistic imperialism, where European language dominates and indigenous languages are marginalized or erased. The title Heart of Darkness itself is an example of linguistic imperialism. By labeling Africa as the Dark Continent, Conrad uses language to frame the African landscape as a place of barbarism and ignorance. The phrase Heart of Darkness positions Africa as a mysterious, uncivilized place in need of European enlightenment, suggesting the superiority of Western civilization and its language. Let us analyze another book named The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, where language has been used as a weapon to assert power. In the dystopian Republic of Gilead, a totalitarian regime, fertile women called handmaids are turned into reproductive slaves for the ruling elite. The story explores themes of power, control, and resistance, highlighting how language is used as a weapon of oppression. Some common phrases which are used are "May the Lord open," "Praise be," "Blessed be the fruit under his eyes." Why were these manipulative phrases used? In the context of The Handmaid's Tale, they were used to enforce power dynamics. For example, by scripting interactions, Gilead suppresses free thought and individuality, forcing people to speak only within the confines of approved language. 2. To legitimize oppression. Religious phrasing lends divine authority to oppressive practices, making them seem morally justified. Thirdly, they were used to create fear and conformity. Constant reminders of surveillance through phrases like "under his eye" keep citizens in a state of paranoia and obedience. And lastly, those were used to suppress rebellion. However, is language only a source of oppression? Isn't it a tool for resistance as well? So, what's your thought on the use of language around you every day? Are you too being manipulated?